Hey guys, it's Dakota. Welcome back for another Homebrew Wednesday. So what's going on? Well, last Wednesday I did not post a video. Kind of a lot going on my part here. School, work, a few other things outside of work going on. Just a little hectic. So I'd like to first I'll say thanks for all the new subscribers. Usually I don't take weeks off like that doing videos, but I definitely gonna get back on track, do some videos. Got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of homebrew stuff, really exciting. I have done a couple beer reviews, I just haven't had the time to post them yet, so hopefully I'll get some time later on today and post them. We'll at least get them up on YouTube and post them, periodically. So anyway guys, so what is going on? Well, the other day, actually the first thing I want to talk about, my homebrew club. We do like all these little mini events and stuff like that, and this is something they've been trying to push for a while. There was about 15 of us that got together at our meeting place, and we did a all flavor tasting. This was first time we did it, and actually was really cool. What it was, guys, it was from Cybele, which is Institute of Technology. They do like a lot of brewing, like brew school and that kind of stuff. And if you want to be a BJCP judge, some of the certifications go through them and the trainings and whatnot. But anyway, we ordered their kit, and pretty much this is the layout of what everything that they had, and then kind of what I got right and wrong. So I don't know if you guys can see it very much on the camera. We ended up doing 24 off flavors. It kind of gives a little description and how you would get them and everything else. So what we did, we got a keg of Bud Light. Yes, Bud Light. Pretty flavorless, say none of the least, but I mean, it worked really well to try to taste these all flavors and try to pick out which ones were which. So they had these little vials, and we'd pour pitchers, 1 liter pitchers, and someone would put the little vial in there, not telling the rest of the group what it was. We didn't go in order, we kind of did randomly, try to see if we could pick out ourselves what it was. We wrote down in this little card what we thought it was. Then we kind of talked as a group, and then they said what it was, and then we tasted a little bit more of it, and then it was fun. We had a glass of Bud Light, well, a couple of glasses of Bud Light, like as a neutral, so you can sip on that to see what was different. We had some sparkling water to kind of cleanse the palate, but it was really cool because really we went through 24 off flavors that are, a lot of them were prominent in a lot of what homebrewers do. Contaminations, having the mash temps a little bit too hot, byproduct from fermentation, using old hops, not pitching the right amount of yeast. So it was really cool, and some of the off flavors were actually pretty bad. There's some that are like, read them off here: sour milk, which is lactic, you get from beer spoilage bacteria. There's some that taste like cheesy old hops, like sweaty socks. Like that one was up there pretty terrible, and that you get from where do you get that from? Old degraded hops, which I've used older hops before, and I never got like a cheesy old smelling sock flavor, but you could definitely smell it from the little sample that we had, and it was pretty bad. But they beefed up the off flavor like aroma and flavorings times 3 what you normally get in a beer. That way it's really dominant, so you can really try to pick it up and actually know what it is. So hopefully it won't be so dominant in beers, but you do have a slight off flavor. That was totally fun, and don't want to ramble on too much about it. If you guys are in a homebrew club, or anybody can order these kits, so I mean, even if you want to do it, it's a lot of beer to go through, but maybe if you have some buddies or something like that, and get together and do that, it's very cool. If you guys want any more info, maybe I'll put the link to the website underneath, or shoot me a PM or something, or a message. But that was really cool and really informational. It's kind of fun because some of them I could tell in my earlier batches, and what was that little bit of off flavor I was getting? Why did I get that? And I taste it then. It's like, oh, that's the same exact off flavor I was getting. And it's like, oh, why did I get that? It's like, oh, a little bit of infection or contamination or just whatever. But that was pretty cool. So besides that, what else is going on? The kegerator, my mini beer fridge, took a crap on me. Came down here the other day. Well, a buddy came over. I introduced him to craft beer back a while in the summer, and he wanted to come over and try my brew because I got on tap now. Pretty cool. He likes stouts in general, so come over and give it a try. So I opened up the fridge. It was warm. It's like, okay, it's not plugged in, or I unplugged it. Left it unplugged overnight, plugged back in, nothing. Checked the fuses, nothing. And I think the compressor took a crap on me. But anyway, to show you guys real quick, looks exactly the same, because it is exactly the same. My buddy that came over actually had the same exact mini fridge sitting in his barn, old pool barn, and it works fine, works great. So crossing my fingers on that one, guys. Hopefully that it will stay good on me and not take a crap. So big shout out to him for helping me out. He's actually starting to brew this weekend, his first brew ever. So I think he's gonna come over here. I'm gonna give him little hints, little tips, what I know about it. So this is his first time, and let me use my wort chiller and a few other things, since doesn't have that quite yet. But anyway, so that was a little nerve-wracking with the fridge kegerator taking a crap on me, but hopefully we're good to go now, and hopefully this one will last. What else? I did get a new carboy. I ended up getting a 5-gallon glass carboy. So now I have, quite a few fermenters, so I gotta brew some beer to put them in, which kind of leads into the next thing. The next brew, I talked about it a little bit in my last video down in Florida. I think I am definitely going to do a pumpkin ale here next. It's a little bit out of season, beginning of spring. I really wouldn't mind doing like a summer shatty, like Leinenkugels summer shatty. That's a good brew. That I think I'm going to brew after my pumpkin ale. I already got that lined up, like a lemon wheat or a lemon Hefeweizen, or I don't know, something along those lines. But anyway, next brew, definitely going to do a pumpkin ale. Looked into the recipe a little bit. I think I'm going to do pretty basic grain bill. Off the top of my head, I think it was about 10 pounds 2-row, just a pound of 60 crystal Lovon, and then a pound of victory malt to give like that nice biscuity, flavor from it. So pretty basic, straightforward grain recipe, grain bill. And then 2 cans of those big canned pumpkins. Pumpkins are out of season, but anyway, if they were in season, I think I'd still do canned pumpkins, just less of a mess. 2 big cans of those, spread them out on a baking sheet. I gotta read a little bit more onto it. Throw them in the oven for a little bit, bake them. I guess it makes it easier for the mash, and I think it does something with the sugars in the pumpkin. I have to read a little bit more onto it, but when I was reading, everybody does that. I just want to get some more info on why, besides the mash, and something with the pumpkin, the sugars in the pumpkin. And then some McCormick's pumpkin pie spice, a little bit of that, not too much. I don't want to be overbearing. And then either 1056 or USO5 dry yeast. Either one, I got to narrow it down a little bit. So I'm excited doing pumpkin ale. I want to just do like a straight basic recipe pumpkin ale, nothing too out of the ordinary, no vanilla beans, nothing too crazy yet. See how I like this recipe. That's my main focus on doing this, and then come fall time, brew it up again, do little tweaks on it if I want to, based off the recipe I'm about to do. So that's gonna be exciting. I really enjoy pumpkin ales. But besides that, a lot of you guys probably seen Eshe Pour's homebrew experiment that he's been posting about. I wasn't originally going to do it because with my pumpkin ale, I'm definitely going to do next just because I really want to do it. Sounds great. And then a little bit of time constraints and being busy and everything else. But I have multiple fermenters now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, especially since he does it about shipping out bottles about late June, middle of June. So definitely think I'll have time to do that. I know, Chad, you're thinking about doing it too. Well, no, you actually are doing it. So maybe we can do it together, or just go to each other's brews and help each other on the recipes or something like that. So it's all about a lot of fun. Grain bill for that is huge, 18 pounds of all grain. So for the pumpkin all grain, I was going to borrow Chad's 5-gallon cooler. It's going to be up to the rim, but I might back down on a pound or two. And then my plans was originally to finish my second kegel to make it convert it into a mash tun, but with my false bottom, it's only a 12-inch diameter false bottom. I really want the 15-inch to fit the whole entire bottom of the kegel, and then I wanted the dip tube to go down through it. So I think we're going to hold off on converting that second kegel probably until summer, late summer. So I think I'm probably going to go end up and pick up a 10-gallon igloo cooler, Rubbermaid cooler at Lowe's or Home Depot. If you guys seen those, not too bad, about $40, $45, because that false bottom fits perfectly in the bottom. You know, a few other parts, and that'd be good to go with the mash tun, and it'd fit all those 18 pounds of grains. So, you know, nothing wrong with that. That's gonna be exciting. If you guys made mash tuns out of coolers, I mean, they look pretty simple to do. Give me, you know, a few shout outs what methods to do if you think it's a little bit better. It doesn't really look too bad at all. I'll probably do a video on making that here in a month or two. And then yeah, if you have done pumpkin brews in the past or think about doing them, let me know what you think about just a basic recipe that I was talking about hops wise. I haven't figured out my hops yet, but that shouldn't be too bad. I want a nice mellow hop, but a little bit of bitterness to offset the sweetness, so not too much. But let me know what you guys think. As of right now, I think that's it. So you know, big shout out to the new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing. You know, haven't did the newest videos here in a while, but they're definitely going to be coming. And yeah, that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.